Okay, so I got the trailer lights working, and what that was not the trailer itself, but the car. Okay, I got the trailer lights working, and I may have mentioned this, but it wasn't actually the trailer that was the problem, it was the car. And I think I might have mentioned I loaned my trailer out to someone who backed into a tree and crushed the tail light, and then I used that trailer and it blew. I think it probably blew the fuse in the car, and I went to the store and got a new fuse, poked it in there, and then I found out that I also had a ground wire that had come loose. So I fixed the ground wire, put a new fuse in it, hooked it up, and everything works fine. So the last thing that really needs to be fixed, by the way, yesterday I got up on top of this thing and resealed the whole roof and everything. This door has a piece that's missing off of it, and it's this piece right here. What it does is it fits up here. It sandwiches this door in the middle, and there's two screws in it. They're both self-tapping screws, but they have these weird heads on these screws, and that's the same thing I found when I was trying to get the screws out of that piece in the ceiling. Nothing I've got fits those heads, which is kind of unusual because I got a pretty good selection of head bits and stuff. But I have a fix for that problem that overrides the last tool. My grinder here. I can take my little grinder and reach over in there and snip that bolt off on the inside and out pretty easily. And I'm gonna have to do a little reconstructing of that door to get this piece to go back in place, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first of all, let's get these screws out of here, these old screws. It'd be easier if I set this in here. I'm trying to hold it and do it. I'll just leave that old head in place there because it don't hurt much being in there. I think I can get a screw bolt through that, and what I think I'll do is maybe I've got some really good glue, and what I'll do is maybe glue that up in there and prop it in place, and then drill a hole all the way through both sides and attach that. I think that'll work. I need something to prop that up with. Let's see what I can find. And that would hold it in place. I think what I'll do is I have some of this all-purpose power grab Loctite, and used it for a few things. I actually glued a handle inside of the shower for one of my neighbor friends the other day. She had a shower that had a suction handle that wouldn't stick, and I put some of this on it. It stuck. It worked. It did the trick. So that's what I'm going to do right here, is try to squeeze me out a goodly bit of this onto that. I suppose I could put one of this up here too. Maybe. Get a rag and wipe that off. This has had some silicone put on it before, which ain't much. I think the door inside there is pretty rotty. It's got a plywood door in there. Ain't much to it either. I could put a piece of tin here up onto here. Reinforce that. I might do that. Got plenty of tin. Let's see what I can find. I spent a little time kind of looking at this and considering various options, and what I've decided to do is a bit different than what I originally thought I was going to do. The Loctite is really good stuff. If I had a caulking gun full of that, it would be ideal just to put a whole bunch of it in here. This little tube is kind of hard to get very much of it out. I got this foam fill, and I'm just really curious how it'd work to squirt this bottom part full of foam and stick it up in there, because once that sticks, boy, it sticks good and hard. And I could put a couple of screws in it, you know, also. Now, I think I'll put some foam fill in this track, stick it up in there, pop it in place. I might stick a few of these little pieces of metal along in there to act as reinforcement on each side, and then put screws through them also. In fact, I could go ahead and cut me some pieces before I get started. That way it'll make it easier. I think I'll do that. Let's go here at the grinder wheel, and we'll grind some stuff. I got a friend that jokes around with me a lot because he sees pictures of me grinding stuff a lot. He's always talking about, what are we grinding today? Well, today we're going to grind this right here. First of all, put the grinding wheel right there. Dang. These things happen sometimes. That's probably my own fault. I shouldn't have left so much hanging. So much floppy bits out there hanging, I'm guessing. I might can just use that though. Put me another wheel on there. I'll grind this a different way. That wasn't very stable what I was doing there. There we go. That'll work. Now we're going to let that sit. Like I'm going to use this to prop that where it won't move. You can see down underneath that, see what fell out of there was rotted out plywood. My hope is that this foam will literally go up inside the door as it expands and replace that rotted out plywood. And what I'll do is I'll put a nut and a bolt through this part down here and this part up here to tie, to give this some extra strength up into the rest of this metal. That's the plan. That's the plan I have. Hope it works. We'll see. So probably the best thing I can do is right now is walk away from that and let it cure. I don't want too much of this stuff sticking out, you know, you have to trim it off. It's a bit of a pain sometimes to trim off, so I'd like to not have too much of it hanging over the edges. This out here works real good. You remember the other day I did these cracks out here? Oh, that reminds me, I gotta do something with the rest of what's in that can. Once I use this stuff, I like to keep using it till it's gone. They say you can use it and put it away and come back and use it some more, but I don't believe that to be true, even if they do say it. So I'll put some in these places where I need some insulation here. I think that's all we're going to get out of that can.